Hey there, this is another episode of HeyMac. I am addressing a question that I have struggled with myself in years past and even more recently, and it comes up quite a bit, especially within the coaching community, and that is dealing with difficult people. And these are human beings who probably don't even realize that they're being difficult. I don't know that I have ever met someone who is a career difficult person, that they're doing it on purpose, but we have to work with each other on a regular basis and learn how to work through that. So, a technique that I learned years ago, I don't even remember the source of it, was to try to be more of an observer of the conversation when you know it's either happens frequently enough that you need to mentally kind of prepare yourself for it, or maybe you're going to have a discussion with this individual to address the challenge that you're having. So, if you put it into three parts, I would say I kind of think of it as like this disassociation in a way, sort of become the observer of the conversation like a third party. The second thing, and I actually have it written down to remind myself, is to focus on the facts, the irrefutable things. Facts can be like observations, things that you're witnessing, things that are actually happening. I don't like putting words that are said into facts because a lot of the senses that they used with you are probably what pissed you off to begin with. So facts are simply the observations, the behavior, the things that you observed. The second thing is the feelings, and I feel like this is optional. If you have a relationship with the individual to where you feel that they're not only receptive to you sharing your feelings, but it's appropriate, and you get to kind of decide that for yourself, then sharing your response to the behavior. So steer away from phrases like "you make me feel" or "your behavior makes me." Like, this "make" thing is as if you don't have control, but you do. And so instead, say phrases like, I observed that such and such happened. When that happens, I become, or I start thinking, or I feel this. But not to put blame on the other person's choice of words or activity or behavior on your behavior or your feelings, because you want to make sure that you're changing the dialogue from "you're doing this to me and it's all your fault" to "here's what I'm observing, this is how I'm feeling." And now into the third piece, if you do use the second, is the intended outcome or the intention. And that is to offer an opportunity for additional dialogue with this individual on, was that your intention that I would feel this way? Or was that your intention to cause other people in the room to have this impression of you? Something like that. So those are the three things that I typically try to. Very hard to do. Trust me, I still am not perfect at this, and I don't even strive for perfection anymore because it's just too stressful. But I try to take myself out and think, this issue right now that I am experiencing is only difficult because of the way I'm responding, either physically, mentally, emotionally, or whatever. And I have a reason to want to work with this person in the future and not have these reactions. So I'm going to work with them and try to figure out, was it their intention to begin with? And the reason why I say it that way is because it's my phrase that I've been using for many years when I teach classes, that I don't believe that people actually come to work, whether they are remote or they drive into the office, sitting in the parking lot and go, I'm going to be an asshole today. They don't plan on being one. They might know they're in a bad mood, or they're in a bad mood and they can kind of tell. But sometimes all it takes is caffeine and maybe just some compassion from some people that it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about what's going on with them that's causing this behavior. And it may be that this is the only way they know how to act. It's the only way they've ever acted. So for someone like you to take the time to have compassion for them, to say, was your intention to be this way? This is how people responded to it. Did you notice? Like, start to create this empathy, not only between the two of you, but also for the other people who are likely in the room. And then start working forward from there. So I hope that was helpful. If it is and you've been able to practice it or you've had experiences using something similar, I'd love to hear about it.